Why do you dream? Not what dreams mean, not how to interpret symbols, but why they exist at all. Why, when your body shuts down and the world fades away, does your mind create entire realities, complete with fear, love, memory, and logic that only make sense while you are inside them? Every night, your brain voluntarily disconnects from reality. Muscles are paralyzed, external senses dim. Yet instead of resting in silence, the mind becomes active, imaginative, and strangely intentional. Dreams are not random noise. They follow patterns, they repeat themes, they provoke emotion, and they often feel more real than waking life. Neuroscience tells us dreams occur primarily during REM sleep, when the brain is highly active and the rational mind is subdued. Memory, emotion, and imagination take control. The brain is not receiving much information from the outside, so it turns inward. But this explanation only describes how dreams happen, not why the brain insists on producing them. One theory suggests dreams are the brain's way of processing emotion. During the day, experiences accumulate faster than they can be understood. At night, the mind replays fragments, reorganizing memory and reducing emotional intensity. This is why unresolved fear, stress, or desire often appears in dreams, disguised in symbolic form. Another perspective suggests dreams are simulations. The brain rehearses threats, social interactions, and decisions in a safe environment. In dreams, you experience danger without consequence, loss without permanence, and experimentation without risk. The mind practices living, but this still does not explain the strangeness of dreams. Why does logic collapse? Why do identities shift? Why does time bend? Why do you accept impossible events without question while dreaming? In dreams, the part of the brain responsible for self-reflection is less active. This means the inner critic is quiet. The sense of self dissolves. You do not question reality because the part of you that usually asks questions is offline. Dreams reveal what consciousness looks like without constant self-monitoring. This is where dreams become unsettling. When the self fades, experience continues. Awareness persists without identity. This suggests that consciousness does not depend on the ego. The you identify with during the day is not required for experience to exist. Philosophers have long questioned this. Ancient thinkers believed dreams were messages from deeper layers of the mind, or even glimpses into other realities. Carl Jung saw dreams as communications from the unconscious, revealing truths the waking mind avoids. Modern psychology agrees on one thing. Dreams speak in a language you do not consciously choose. They bypass logic and speak through imagery, emotion, and metaphor. They reveal what the waking mind suppresses. Notice how dreams often repeat themes: being chased, falling, being unprepared, losing someone. These are not predictions, they are emotional patterns. The brain revisits unresolved tensions until they are integrated or ignored. Dreams also distort memory. Faces blend, places merge. People become symbols. This is because the brain is not reconstructing reality, it is constructing meaning. Dreams are not about accuracy, they are about relevance. There is also a more unsettling possibility. Dreams may be consciousness exploring itself when external input is removed. When the world goes quiet, awareness turns inward and begins observing its own contents. Thought watches thought. Image responds to emotion. A private universe unfolds. This raises a disturbing question. If the mind can create a complete reality while asleep, how different is waking life? The same brain constructs both. The difference is consistency, not truth. Lucid dreamers experience this directly. When they realize they are dreaming, the dream does not disappear. It becomes flexible. The world remains, but control shifts. This suggests that awareness can exist independently of belief. So, why do you dream? Perhaps because the mind never truly rests. Perhaps because consciousness seeks expression. Or perhaps because reality is not something you escape when you sleep, but something you continue to create. Dreams remind you that perception is fragile, that reality is constructed, that the self is optional. They show you a world where rules bend, identity dissolves, and meaning flows freely. And every morning, you wake up and return to a more stable illusion. But part of you remembers. Not the images, the feeling, the sense that reality is not as fixed as it appears. So tonight, when you fall asleep, consider this. You are not leaving reality. You are entering another version of it. one where your mind speaks freely without your permission. The question is not why you dream. The question is why you trust waking life more than the world your mind creates every night.